Today we have a look at a 2015 Subaru WRX STi. STi standing for Subaru Technica International. Everything about the way this car looks exudes a sense of performance and references the STi's rich rally history. Subaru, to me at least, brings to mind the image of a blue and gold blur in the shape of an Impreza WRX rally car, pushing the limits of physics and performance, always on the edge, always ragged. The 2015 STi still has that heritage running through it, diluted as it may be to make it drivable by most, efficient enough, practical enough, and tick all of the other required boxes, is still a monster waiting to be unleashed. Welcome to another episode of Milan on Cars. Today we have this Subaru WRX STi, and the very kind owner, Mr. Byron Peterson, has let us take it for a spin.
How's it, guys? My name is Byron. This is my baby. I'm a car enthusiast, as you can see, and currently working in the film industry as a skateboard videographer.
Byron, if you'd be so kind as to hand over the keys, please. Thank you. I thought I hid my excitement well, but when I started this car up, I felt like a kid in a candy store, hell-bent on getting diabetes. So let's just discuss power first. So, yeah, it's definitely got enough of that f***ing hell. It's definitely got enough power. That's one point. This car, this motor, the 2.5 litre turbocharged motor, reaches peak torque at 4,000 RPM. And then it pulls from then on. Yeah. But it feels like there's still a lot of power low down. I'm always aware of what's about to happen in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
But when you're the passenger, you are shocked by how brutal the acceleration is in this car. The gear change is a little slightly awkward because it's so short.
It is, yeah.
So compared to anything else that I've driven of this kind of nature, this was the most difficult to get used to. But it just pulls for days.
Yeah, she goes.
This car does not provide point-and-shoot performance. If a Golf GTI is an iPhone camera, then this Subaru is a more complex DSLR. This car feels pretty dialed in terms of performance.
Look, yeah,
it's very ready. I don't know how to put it as succinctly as possible. It just feels like wants to be driven hard.
That's the thing, yeah. You know, you look at the WRX, I think it's more of a, how can I say, a comfort daily drive versus the STi being, you know, their top of the range performance car.
Because there is actually a fair amount of cabin noise, as you said. That's like one sort of frustration.
Yeah, that's.
But it's not made for, you know, cruising on the highway.
You don't need it to be quiet. You want to hear it. You want to hear the response. You want to hear the engine screaming at you. That's what it's all about.
So you had the WRX before this car?
Yes.
And why did you get this as, I mean, just that little bit more performance?
When I test drove this car, it's a completely different machine. The suspension setup is absolutely phenomenal. Even with my old WRX, my 2014, coming from the 09, I used to experience a lot of body roll with that car, especially with the amount of power that one was pushing out. The handling, just everything is so much different. Throttle response, obviously a lot different, you know, pushing that extra power that it pushes. Even though it's got less in the previous generation's STi, you know, it still puts that power down.
I mean, my calf's going to be, the calf on my left leg is going to be the size of a rugby ball after this clutch.
Yeah.
It's all worth it.
That's definitely, it is.
That's what a lot of people who aren't into cars just can't wrap their head around, that idea that why would you have a car that sucks to drive in traffic? Well, because it doesn't suck all of the other times that you're driving it.
Exactly.
It's awesome. You know, that's a trade-off I'd take any day. The quality of the interior though on this is a massive jump from the 09 car.
Main display, there's carbon fiber trimming around it, there's STi badges everywhere. The red trimming on the seats is also different, the red stitching also different, and the red manifold in the engine bay.
It's awesome.
You got the 3 different drive modes, being intelligent, eco, whatever you want to call it, your daily drive.
Yeah.
You got your sport mode, and then you got your sport sharp. Ultimately, where the monster lies is in that sport sharp.
It's a little bit wet today. These roads are very thin.
It
Otherwise
is.
we could be going sport sharp mad. There seems to be a definite flow in terms of skateboarding, performance vehicles, sort of an extreme
Yeah, the link.
sort of link between the two sort of extreme sports.
Messages or something.
I love how this car pulls, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
All 4 wheels working really hard to make sure all of that power comes down.
Yeah.
It's great. And why Subaru particularly and not another car of like a similar style?
Particularly Subaru, because I don't know, it's just unique, especially here in South Africa. Yeah, I don't know. I've just always loved. I think it's just been playing, Need for Speed. Subaru was the last car you unlocked in Underground 2.
Yeah. That's.
I don't know. It's just always been,
It's like the R34 and the Nissan GTR. They become famous before anybody's actually driven them.
Exactly.
The Subaru WRX STi is undiluted, uncompromising, and is still considered an acquired taste even by those who share a stubborn desire for a more engaging driving experience. Subaru is the Japanese word for the Pleiades, one of the most famous star systems in the night sky. This is what the little cluster of stars in the logo is based on. An intriguing name for an intriguing car.